Ma'am Girlie Pibetara inspired me para maging zoologist. And now, I am greatly honored na nakakatrabaho ko siya dito. I have been with SMPC for almost 4 years now. I recently passed the board exams thanks to the support of my family and friends, especially my supervisors in SMPC. I am grateful for the generosity of the company for letting me use the library hub. We were free to use the Wi-Fi and the books available dun sa library. Dun ako nag-aral para sa board exam. The advantages of being employed in SMPC includes free, high-quality education, kagaya nung sa akin. I graduated from Divine Word School of Semirara Island, Incorporated in 2012. And ngayon, enroll naman namin yung pamangkin ko sa DWSSII and yung free access sa mga utilities ng company. Another one is yung pag-empower ng SMPC sa mga babae. I was actually undecided on what to take before graduating. Then, meron akong kaibigan na nagtatrabaho sa drilling section before with Ma'am Girlie Pibetara. Doon ko siya nakita. Nagkwento siya kung ano yung mga trabaho ng zoologist. Na-encourage ako na mag-take ng BS Zoology. SMPC was a great help for me last year. Na-diagnose ako ng fibroadenoma. And through the help ng company, nabawasan ng halos more than half yung nagastos ko sa operation. Working here in SMPC made me closer to my family while providing for them. Ako po si Christian Michelle De Sano sa Herodias at ito ang kwentong Semirara ko.
Masarap po sa pakiramdam na sabay-sabay po kaming nakapagtapos at nag-graduate po sa ALS.
Ako po ay nagtatrabaho dito sa SMPC bilang isang Peter.
Naisipan ko pong bumalik sa aking pag-aaral para po magkaroon ako ng diploma.
Naisipan ko pong bumalik sa pag-aaral para po makahanap ako ng magandang trabaho.
Yung mga pagsubok po na naranasan ko habang ako po ay nag-aaral sa ALS ay yung paghahati-hati ng oras sa pag-aaral ko at sa pag-aasikaso ng pamilya ko. Mahirap po talaga pagsabayin ng pag-aaral at ang pagiging isang ina.
Ako lang po ang inaasahan ng aking pamilya sa pang-araw-araw namin. Kaya kailangan kong pagsabayin ng pagtatrabaho at pag-aaral.
Habang nag-aaral po kami sa ALS, sabay-sabay po kaming gumagawa ng aming mga module. Nagpapasalamat po ako sa SMPC, sa Divine, sa aming mga magagaling na mga guro. Sarap sa pakiramdam na sabay-sabay kaming nakapagtapos ng aking anak at ng aking asawa. Ako po ay nagpapatuloy sa senior high school upang makamit ko po ang aking mga pangarap at makapagtapos.
Plano kong pagpatuloy ang aking pag-aaral para mabigyan ko ng magandang kinabukasan ng aking pamilya. Ako po si Ray Magan.
At ako naman po si Glessy de la Cruz Magan.
At ako naman po si Nesel May de la Cruz.
At ito po ang kwentong Semirara namin.
mission are restoration and protection of habitats, working with community and giving the message of importance of biodiversity and protection of biodiversity is very important. So my name is Pavel Hospodářský. I'm 49 years old. I'm from Czech Republic and I have been working here for 6 years exactly. My position is biodiversity conservation consultant on managing wildlife or different species in captivity and monitoring them in the wild. SBCC started as a rescue center, however its mission widened to also focus on not only rescue, rehabilitation and release, but also conservation captive breeding to inform our communities about the importance of wildlife, since only those who are aware can appreciate, and only those who can appreciate can actually protect. So here in SBCC we have 51 species in the moment, from which most of it's birds. We have 5 species of reptiles and 2 species of mammals. So we are also involved in livelihood programs. We would like to contribute for island sustainability. Biodiversity conservation is important part of every responsible mining company. Through my years working here in Semirara Island, I can say with confidence that actually there are also significant positive impact with the surrounding area of the mine, which we can see in increasing populations of the threatened species. For example, like Philippine ducks. I have to say that I very much appreciate and admire the company efforts for biodiversity conservation. Ako si Pavel Hospodářský at ito ang kwentong Semirara ko.
Simula nang binigay ni SMPC yung tambalang, nadagdagan yung hanap buhay ko, saka yung kinikita ko sa araw-araw. Ako nga pala si Freddy Taliptip, nakatira sa Sibato, Caloy Antique. Ang trabaho ko po ay nagtatanim ng tambalang at isa rin akong mangingisda. Yung karagatan namin dito, maganda, mayaman sa isda at tamang-tama lang talagang taniman ng tambalang. Dito sa amin, marami talagang nagtatanim ng tambalang. Kaya napakinabangan namin yung binigay na tulong ng SMPC sa amin. Yung pagtatanim namin ng tambalang nakakatulong sa mga kapwa namin taga Sibato. Kaya nagkaroon sila ng panibagong pangkabuhayan dahil sa tambalang. Yung buhay ko ngayon, hindi lang sa pangingisda. Kung masamang panahon, pwede rin akong magtrabaho sa tambalang. Yung nakaraang buwan, nakahani ako ng 10 sako. Ang isang sako nakabibinta ng 2,000. Yung tambalang na tinatanim namin, ginagawang seaweed chips na patok sa taga Semirara. Salamat sa SMPC sa tulong na ibinigay. Nadagdagan rin ang aking hanap buhay, pagsuporta sa aking pamilya, pagpaparal sa aking mga anak, saka lalong-lalo na sa pang-araw-araw na pangangailangan. Sa lahat ng mga katulad ko rin na nagtatanim ng tambalang, pursige lang ng pursige. Yung sa hindi pa nakatikim ng tambalang, subukan na nyo. Napakasarap na kainin yan. Ako si Freddy Taliptip at ito ang kwentong Semirara ko.
I am very satisfied and enjoy the time that I am staying in.
They gave me a very beautiful smile and even say Korean. 안녕하세요. Wow, amazing. I'm here in Semirara for learning Tagalog and experience cross-cultural program. I love this program. I can meet many Semirara Island people, and simply I just say hello and magandang umaga, and also they also greeted me with a smile.
Ang layunin ng pagpunta dito sa Semirara ay upang paaralan ang wikang Pilipino. Maraming maganda lugar na napuntuhan namin sa SMPC, ngunit isang lugar na hindi ko makakalimutan ay ang Divine Word School ng Semirara Island.
I thought of Semirara's community is still very young, and I saw a powerful and dynamic activity. May this community develop a lot in the future.
If given a time in the future, I am thinking to balik dito sa Semirara Island kasi magandang lugar at mabait mga tao na dito. Ako po si Frada Sopa Jordan SVD
Ako po si Prado Choi SBD,
at ito ang
Kwantong Semirara ko.
Immediate ang response ng SMPC kasi mismong empleyado ng SMPC yun ang kanilang pinadala dito sa Sitio Sabang para mag-respond sa oil spill. Ako nga pala si Robert P. Kalinog, 32 years old at kasalukuyang naninirahan dito sa isla ng Semirara sa may Sitio Sabang, Barangay Tinugbo, Caloyan, Antique, and 32 years na akong naninirahan dito sa isla ng Semirara. Sa ngayon, ako ay empleyado ng SMPC, Semirara Mining and Power Corporation, under ng Safety Department, ERT section sa response. Yun ang reaction namin na nakita namin ng oil spill dito sa Sitio Sabang. Nangamba kami kasi siyempre mawawala na ng hanap buhay ang mga mangingisda dito kasi yun ang pangunahing hanap buhay dito sa sitio namin, sa Sitio Sabang, mangingisda. Sa ngayon, hindi sila makapangisda kasi sa gawa ng oil spill. Tulong-tulong yung mga residente ng Sitio Sabang na tanggalin at linisin yung ang oil spill na nasa baybayin. Bilang isang responder, no, nasa job description namin at sa buhay namin sa bilang responder, hindi na kami nagdalawang isip na sa pa-deploy sa amin. Bale sa first day naming response, ang naranasan namin ay siyempre nandun yung pagod, hirap, gutom, pero sa bilang isang residente ng Sitio Sabang at empleyado ng SMPC, nakakagarap ako tumulong kasi as a residente nakakatulong ako na malinisan ang aming shoreline at makabalik sa trabaho ang mga tao sa pangingisda. At bilang ERT naman, nagagalak din ako makatulong kasi na-apply namin ang aming training sa oil spill response para mapabilis ang pagsulba ng oil spill response. Na-realize ko po na sa every emergency response, malaking tulong ang may training. Kaya maraming salamat din sa SMPC sa kanilang mga pa-training para sa kanyang mga empleyado. Ako si Robert P. Kalinog at ito ang kwentong Semirara ko.
The meeting will start in 5 minutes.
magiliw, kay basta silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa dagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhagin pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya na pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good morning, esteemed shareholders. Welcome to the 2024 Annual Stockholders Meeting of Semirara Mining and Power Corporation. Our Chairman of the Board and Chief Executive Officer, Engineer Isidro A. Consuni, will now preside over.
The meeting will now come to order. Good morning. On behalf of the Board of Directors, we welcome our fellow stockholders to our 2024 annual meeting. Our board members are present in person and are joining us remotely. Mr. Secretary, have the stockholders of the corporation been duly notified of this meeting?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Our record stockholders have been notified of today's meeting. A notice on the date, time, venue, and agenda to the stockholders as of record date, March 12, 2024, has been sent following SEC rules, our bylaws, and the guidelines on the requirement and procedure for electronic voting in absentia, and participation by remote communication for our 2024 Annual Stockholders Meeting. Embodied in the definitive information statement approved by the SEC as follows. On March 27, 2024, disclosure to the Philippine Stock Exchange and posted on the corporation's website. On April 11 and 12, 2024, by publication in the business section of the Business World and the Manila Standard in print and online.
Mr. Secretary, do you have a quorum for today's meeting?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have a quorum for today's meeting. As of March 12, 2024, the record date, the corporation has 4,250,547,620 outstanding common shares. Shown on the screen is the number of shares of the corporation's outstanding common shares owned by stockholders who have registered through our online portal and submitted their proxies and participating remotely or by proxies are present at today's meeting. Mr. Chairman, the stockholders present following their mode of attendance and the percentage of their outstanding common shares held by them will be reflected in the stockholders' minutes of meeting.
Our annual stockholders meeting is being held via webcast. This webcast allows our stockholders to participate as if it were an in-person meeting. Mr. Secretary, please apprise our stockholders of the requirements and procedures for participation and voting in absentia.
Mr. Chairman, the requirement and procedures are outlined in the definitive information statement and the agenda of the notice of meeting. The following are the highlights as shown on the screen. Stockholders who have registered to attend and participate in this meeting may send their questions to corporatesecretary@semirarampc.com. Questions will be addressed after all other matters of the agenda. Other questions will be replied to via email. Voting is allowed only for stockholders who have registered to vote in absentia. The voting portal shall remain open until 5 p.m. for today's meeting. Each proposed resolution for adoption and approval by the stockholders shall be shown and presented during the meeting. Except for the election of directors, all items on the agenda for approval require an affirmative vote of the stockholders representing at least the majority of the outstanding voting stock at the meeting. Sisip Gores Velayo and Company, or SGV, and the Corporate Secretary are designated as the Board of Canvassers to tabulate and validate the received votes. The Corporate Secretary shall report the results during the meeting. The portal for the casting of votes opened last April 19, 2024. I shall report on this partial tabulation of votes during the meeting, and the results shall be reflected in the stockholders' minutes of meeting. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this juncture, our Chairman of the Board will present his message to our stockholders.
Fellow stockholders, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the Board of Directors and Management, I would like to welcome you to our virtual annual stockholders meeting. Around this time last year, the World Health Organization declared an end to the COVID-19 public health emergency. 2 months later, the Philippines did the same. This paved the way for the full reopening of businesses and resumption of travel. While this led to a rebound in energy demand, it did not translate to favorable market prices. Global coal demands surged to a record high in 2023, mostly driven by increased consumption in China, India, and Indonesia. In contrast, coal index prices fell double digits due to the uncountering of supply chains and expansion of renewable energy sources in Europe and North America. Coal prices returned to levels seen before the Russian-Ukraine conflict, indicating a shift towards market stability. Global electricity demand rose moderately compared to Southeast Asia because of reduced manufacturing and industrial output. Philippine demand grew faster, driven by upbeat economic activities and resumption of in-person classes and work. However, spot market prices also declined double digits due to the return of major baseload plants and increased supply from the newly completed Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao grid. Our early recognition of these unfolding events allowed us to proactively prepare for the unique challenges of 2023. Knowing that coal and electricity prices would inevitably fall from their elevated levels, we focused on managing internal factors to safeguard our profitability. This involved maximizing coal production, increasing the output of our power plants, and closely managing costs. Our President and Chief Operating Officer, Maria Cristina Gutierrez, will provide a detailed report on our company's operating results in her upcoming speech. Our high-volume, cost-controlled approach proved crucial for navigating the volatile energy market. In 2023, we recorded our second highest revenues, net income, and cash balance. These milestones were achieved through unprecedented coal shipments, along with the increase in both generation and spot sales. From an all-time high of over 91 billion pesos, consolidated revenues dropped by 16% to nearly 77 billion pesos. Group earnings reached 27.9 billion pesos, a 30% drop from our peak net income of roughly 39.9 billion pesos. Despite double-digit drops in revenues and earnings, all-time high cash dividends, sustained capex, and higher payments to our suppliers, our cash balance only declined by 5%. Our strong financial performance allowed us to deliver significant value to our key stakeholders during the year. Eligible shareholders received a record high dividend of 7 pesos per share, translating to a cash dividend yield of 24%. Government royalties from our coal operations reached 10.7 billion pesos, our second highest payout ever, which will go to the national government and our host communities. Through ER 1-94, our power segment generated 4.4 million pesos in revenue share for our host communities in Calaca, Batangas. This November marks my 10th year as chairman of our company. In that span, I've seen us overcome great challenges and soar to unimaginable heights. While the journey has not been easy, our strong partnership and shared vision with the Department of Energy has made this remarkable progress possible. Where we stand today mirrors the hard work and unwavering dedication of countless people, particularly those in Semirara and our business partners. As I bring my report to a close, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to those who played a key role in our success. To our board of directors, whose collective wisdom shaped our strategic direction. To our employees, whose tireless efforts and exceptional service formed the backbone of our achievements. And to our shareholders, regulators, business partners, host communities, and all our stakeholders whose trust and support have been fundamental to our achievement and resilience. As we look to the future, I am filled with optimism and excitement for the opportunities that lie ahead. Guided by our shared values and goals, I am confident that we can continue creating value for both our business and society. Maraming salamat. Good morning. The next order of business is the approval of the previous minutes of the meeting held on May 2nd, 2023. Electronic copies of said minutes have been posted and are available on the corporation's website. Mr. Secretary, please present the resolution of the minutes of the meeting and the voting results.
Mr. Chairman, management is proposing approval of the following resolution shown on the screen. Resolved that the stockholders of Semirara Mining and Power Corporation be, as it is hereby approve, confirm, and ratify the minutes of the annual stockholders meeting held last May 2, 2023. As shown on the screen, I am pleased to report that the stockholders voted to approve the annual stockholders minutes of meeting held on May 2, 2023.
Let us move to the next order of business, the presentation and approval of the President's report. Our President and Chief Operating Officer, Maria Cristina C. Gotianon, will present her report.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining our annual stockholders meeting. 2023 was a stark reminder of our vulnerabilities and strengths as a company. Throughout the year, we saw sharp swings in our key markets, but our commitment to operational excellence played a vital role in managing our financial results. By focusing on manageable factors and enhancing asset efficiency, we kept our margins healthy and moderated the impact, stabilizing coal, electricity, and forex prices on our bottom line. Let me briefly take you through the highlights. For the second straight year, our coal production hit the ceiling of 16 million metric tons, the maximum volume permitted under our environmental compliance certificate. Our coal shipments reached a record 15.8 million metric tons, surpassing our previous high of 15.6 million metric tons set in 2019. Our coal exports accelerated by 14% to 8.1 million metric tons because of strong China demand and our stockpile of commercial-grade coal. internal sales surged by 38% to 3.6 million metric tons due to improved availability of our power plants. This brings us to the focal point of 2023, our power segment. After years of strategic investment and development, we achieved a significant breakthrough in this area, setting new benchmarks in both operations and finance. With SEPC Unit 2 operating for the full year, overall plant availability surged to 81%, marking our highest level since we entered the power business in 2009. Consequently, total gross generation rose by 31% to nearly 4,900 gigawatt hours, the highest in 6 years. This, coupled with our merchant plant strategy, resulted in record-breaking spot sales exceeding 3,000 gigawatts. With enhanced plant performance and increased sales, our power segment achieved its highest revenue and profit to date. As a result, power earnings comprise 35% of our consolidated net income, signifying its expanding role and heightened significance within our business portfolio. Over the course of the year, our company also reached new heights in our ESG performance, with environmental stewardship playing a key role in this progression. In the wake of the Mindoro oil spill in February 2023, our emergency response team spent over 8,500 man-hours removing more than 51,000 kilos of oil-contaminated debris from the Semirara shoreline. In July, SMPC was recognized by the DENR for our response to this massive oil spill. True to our commitment to biodiversity conservation, we protected or restored over 1,600 hectares of natural habitats, most of which are situated in our mining complex as part of our carbon offset efforts. We also constructed 100 housing units on Semirara Island using upcycled container vans and bricks made from repurposed Semirara clay. This innovative use of materials highlights our dedication to sustainability and resource efficiency. Recognizing the vital link between our business success and the well-being of our stakeholders, we have taken concrete steps to enhance social inclusion across our company and host communities. We prioritized mine safety by taking decisive action to close the Molave pit a year early. Based on our technical review, mud flows from the adjacent area pose a critical risk, making the protection of our employees and assets non-negotiable. To help create a sustainable and gender-inclusive future for our host communities, we invested nearly 68 million pesos in various social development programs during the year, bringing our cumulative expenditure to over 1.7 billion pesos. In 2023 alone, our SDP initiatives benefited over 113,000 individuals. To expand our reach and maximize our resources, we partnered with 14 community-based organizations, which include 3 women's groups. Our impact groups include farmers, fisherfolks, tricycle operators and drivers, women, and micro-entrepreneurs, among others. I am also proud to report that our strong commitment to good governance practices has earned us significant recognition in 2023. For the 3rd consecutive year, our company landed in the Bloomberg Gender Equality Index. SMPC was one of just 4 Philippine companies included in the global list, alongside our parent company, DMCI Holdings. SMPC was named one of the Philippines' best energy companies, winning the Silver Award in the 2023 Asia's Best Managed Companies poll by Finance Asia. Our company also garnered the prestigious 3 Golden Arrow Award from the Institute of Corporate directors recognizing us as one of the best-governed publicly listed companies in the Philippines. Overall, we expect 2024 to be a pivotal period for our company. As market prices and demand stabilize, our focus shifts towards boosting plant availability while implementing novel cost management strategies. Assuming a successful and timely generator swap, we expect SEPC Unit 2 to operate at its full capacity of 300 megawatt in the second half of the year. Last year, the plant was operating at an average capacity of 175 megawatts. We anticipate strong performance from the power segment, potentially offsetting anticipated weakness in the coal business due to unfavorable market conditions. A 12-megawatt wind farm on Semirara Island will commence operation in Q1 2025. We anticipate annual savings of 200 million pesos by sourcing energy from this facility, which would also help reduce our emissions. Ladies and gentlemen, 2024 presents a landscape of opportunities and challenges. Our ability to adapt and execute effectively will define our trajectory and directly influence our financial results. While management cannot guarantee specific outcomes, we would like to assure you that we are well prepared and firmly committed to enhancing the value of our company. We recognize that your investment in SMPC signifies profound trust, and for this, we are grateful. Allow me to end my report by expressing my heartfelt appreciation to our Board of Directors for their steadfast dedication and insightful guidance, our employees for their resilience and tireless efforts, and our regulators, community partners, and other stakeholders for their continued support and confidence in our company. Your trust motivates us to act decisively. We will relentlessly pursue operational excellence and strategic growth to deliver tangible results for our stakeholders. Muli, magandang umaga at maraming salamat.
Mr. Secretary, please present the proposed resolution on the President's report and the voting results.
Mr. Chairman, management is proposing the following resolution shown on the screen. Resolved that the stockholders of Semirara Mining and Power Corporation be, as it is hereby, approve, confirm, and ratify the President's report as presented by the President and Chief Operating Officer of the corporation. As shown on the screen, I am pleased to report that the stockholders voted to approve the President's report.
The next order of business is the presentation and approval of the audited financial statements for the year ending December 31st, 2023. Mr. Secretary, please present the proposed resolution on this item and the voting results.
Mr. Chairman, electronic copies of the corporation's audited financial statements for 2023 have been posted as part of the definitive information statement and are available on the corporation's website. Mr. Chairman, management proposes the following resolution for approval as shown on the screen. Resolved that the stockholders of Semirara Mining and Power Corporation be, as it is hereby, approve, confirm, and ratify the corporation's audited financial statements for the year ended December 31, 2023.
The next item is the ratification of the acts of the Board of Directors and Management from the date of the last annual stockholders meeting and up to the date of this meeting. Mr. Corporate Secretary, please explain the matter and present the proposed resolution on this item and the voting results.
Mr. Chairman, our board and management seek approval and ratification of all acts and resolutions of the Board of Directors and various board committees, exercising powers delegated by the board adopted from May 2, 2023 until today. These acts and resolutions are reflected in the minutes of meeting of the Board of Directors and of the Board of Committees, including the elections of officers and committee membership, corporate governance policies, and all matters covered by disclosures to the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Philippine Stock Exchange. Stockholders' ratification is also being sought for all acts of management and officers performed in accordance with the resolutions of the board, various board committees, bylaws, and as part of the corporation's general conduct of business from May 2, 2023 until today. Mr. Chairman, management proposes the following resolution as shown on the screen. Resolved that the stockholders of Semirara Mining and Power Corporation be, as it is hereby resolved, approve, confirm, ratify all the acts, decisions, and resolutions of the Board of Directors, various board committees, and all acts of management since May 2, 2023, and until the date of this meeting. As shown on the screen, I am pleased to report that the stockholders voted to approve, ratify, and confirm all acts and resolutions of the Board of Directors, various board committees, and all acts of management since May 2, 2023, and until the date of this meeting.
The next order of business is the election of the Board of Directors for the year 2024-2025.
Mr. Chairman, following the bylaws of the corporation, manual, corporate governance, and the SEC rules, the names of the following nominees were submitted to the Governance Committee, and each one has accepted and given their consent to their respective nominations. The nominees are nominated as regular director, number 1, Isidro A. Consunji, number 2, Cesar A. Beneventura, number 3, George A. Consunji, number 4, Herbert M. Consunji, number 5, Maria Cristina C. Gutchanon, number 6, Maria Edwina C. Leperal, number 7, Josefa Consuelo C. Reyes, and number 8, Antonio Jose U. Perequet Jr. Nominated as independent directors are, number 1, Roberto L. Panlilio, number 2, Francisco A. Dizon, and number 3, Ferdinand M. de la Cruz. On March 12, 2024, the Governance Committee, in the exercise of its duties, determined that the 11 nominees are qualified to serve as directors of the corporation.
Mr. Secretary, do we have the results of the election of directors?
As shown on the screen, the following directors received the required number of votes to be elected. Accordingly, with the voting results, I certify that each named nominee has obtained sufficient votes to be elected as directors of the corporation. Moreover, the following resolutions are hereby accordingly adopted and approved as shown on the screen. Resolved that the stockholders of Semirara Mining and Power Corporation be, as it is hereby, elect the following as directors of the corporation for the ensuing year to serve as such beginning today until their successors are duly elected and qualified. Again, as regular directors, number 1, Isidro A. Consunji, number 2, George A. Consunji, number 3, Cesar A. Beneventura, number 4, Herbert M. Consunji, number 5, Maria Cristina C. Gutchanon, number 6, Maria Edwina C. Leperal, number 7, Josefa Consuelo C. Reyes, number 8, Antonio Jose U. Perequet Jr. Elected as independent directors are, number 1, Roberto L. Panlilio, number 2, Francisco A. Dizon, number 3, Ferdinand M. de la Cruz.
The next order of business is the approval of the appointment of the corporation's independent external auditor.
Mr. Chairman, following the corporation's governance policy, the Audit Committee recommends and, as approved by the Board of Directors in its February 27, 2024 meeting, endorses for the stockholders' approval the appointment of SGV as the corporation's independent external auditor for the current fiscal year 2024. Mr. Chairman, management proposes the following resolution shown on the screen. Resolved that the stockholders of Semirara Mining and Power Corporation be, as it is hereby, approve, confirm, and ratify the appointment of CCIP Gores Velayo and Company, or SGV, as the independent external auditor of the corporation for the current fiscal year 2024. As shown on the screen, I am pleased to report that the stockholders voted to approve the appointment of CCIP Gores Vilayo and Company as the independent external auditor of the corporation for the current fiscal year 2024.
Mr. Secretary, are there other matters that require consideration by the stockholders?
There are none, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Secretary, are there any questions or clarifications from the stockholders?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have questions as shown on the screen. For the first question, what is the outlook for power demand supply in the next 2 to 3 years?
We expect demand to grow at an average rate of around 5% because of population growth, economic expansion, and the push for digitalization. Supply is expected to remain stable due to the integration of the grids, increase in area capacity, and the possible extension of the Malampaya gas lifespan.
For the next question, is China coal demand sustainable?
We expect coal demand in China to remain stable in the near to medium term, given its important role in their energy security program. Coal is not only a primary source of energy, but also a critical backup that ensures supply stability. Our e-sources typically provide intermittent output, so China relies on coal to achieve a consistent energy supply. We do not foresee a rapid decrease in their coal consumption anytime soon.
For the next question, any updates on the management plan to do underground mining in Semirara Island?
We are currently exploring the possibility of expanding to underground mining. Mine site management is in discussions with potential consultants, and we are awaiting proposals to advance the project.
For the next question, any guidance on the future dividend payouts?
The company has a dividend policy of 20% of prior year's earnings. However, since 2006, we've been given cash dividends way and above the company cash dividend policy. The reason we're able to do this is because of very strict cost control.
For the next question, is the company still keen on pursuing SRPGC? Would you consider building an LNG facility instead of a coal plant?
We remain interested in pursuing the SRPGC, but due to the legal challenges NGCP is facing from property owners over right-of-way issues, we do not anticipate moving forward with this initiative anytime soon. Regarding the potential LNG project, we are conducting ongoing studies to assess its viability, capital requirements, and the price volatility of natural gas.
For the next question, how long is the life of Nara Mine and what is its remaining mineable reserves? Is the yearly 16 million coal shipment sustainable? Until when?
Nara has remaining reserves of approximately 45 million metric tons as of the year-end 2023. Assuming demand remains stable, primarily from the domestic market, we believe an annual shipment of 16 million metric tons is sustainable until 2026. Exploration activities are also ongoing at the Acacia mine, which could sustain our coal operations for an additional 4 years.
And for the last question, assuming SCC's coal operating contract is extended by 15 years or less, will management consider applying for an increase in the 16 million metric ton annual coal production limit to maximize the island's coal resources? Is this even financially viable to do?
Based on our demand projections and financial estimates, expanding our current supply chain infrastructure does not appear economical or practical. The cost of adding power plants, conveyor belts, ports, heavy equipment, manpower, and housing facilities would likely exceed the benefits given the modest increases in output, and the substantial capital required. Such an expansion could also complicate our operations and bring new regulatory challenges, which could further reduce the potential return on our investment.
Mr. Secretary, are there other questions?
There are no other questions, Mr. Chairman.
There being none, we will now adjourn the meeting. Thank you very much to our stockholders for attending. Stay safe, everyone.
To view this recorded webcast and read our 2023 Annual and Sustainability Report, access the links on the screen. For questions, clarifications, and concerns regarding our ASM, please email us at corporatesecretary@semirarampc.com. Thank you and good morning.